Hi, in this video, I want to quickly take you through a short guide on how to use Canva. Our tutorial will be based on the templates, and throughout this tutorial, I will show you how to customize the template, add images in, change the background, alter the colors, adding text into your design. I will also show you the different fonts that you can use, and within the tutorial I will be showing you how you can navigate the panel, that is the templates that are on the side, the elements, uploads, text, and much more options. Finally, I will show you how you can download your design and ready to share it wherever you want to use it. That said, let's get started. The first thing you want to do is to navigate to your favorite browser and typing in canva.com, then log into your account, and we are using a free account, so don't worry about the pro thing, because all the good stuff that the free version has is enough to help us create useful templates for our businesses or whatever it is that we want to do with them. Once you've logged in, let me just quickly show you a few things around. Your dashboard should look at least something similar to what I already have here. The first thing that you have on top here is the templates. You can see the features here, you can see learn and pricing. So we are only interested in templates. As you can see, there are a lot of options for you to pick from based on what you want to do. Another quick way to get started is using these shortcuts that you can see here. Whether you want to create a quick video, Facebook post, YouTube channel art, YouTube thumbnail, Facebook cover, flyer, Instagram post, and many other options that you can see they have been aligned for you here. These options here will always take you to create a blank template. That means everything that you do, you start from scratch. I will show you that later in this video, so that sometimes you cannot rely on the pre-made templates but create your own designs. The purpose of using pre-made templates is to save us time. That said, let me just now quickly go to the first thing. This is a template that I just picked. I will show you in a moment how to do it, and this is what we shall be doing here to customize this thing so that it looks exactly what we want. Let us go back to the home page. Before picking a template to use, you must know exactly what you want. What is your design purpose? Are you looking to design something for social media? Is it something to do with personal stuff, business, marketing, education, trending, whatever it is? So we will just start with something simple, and that is an Instagram post. We will pick the Instagram post here. Once your Instagram post templates load, there are a lot of options for you to pick, but note that you are not eligible to use everything that you see here, because some of them are premium templates that you can only use if you are a premium member. For instance, anything that has a crown with it like this, you cannot use them because they are meant for premium members. Also, if you see anything that has been written pay, this also means that you must pay before you can use this template. However, the difference between the premium and the paid is this: with the pro template you cannot even customize it, but with this paid one you can customize it, but there is only one problem: it will have a Canva watermark on it when you download your final design. So you cannot use this one. So we'll just pick one template that is free to use. I will go with this one here. We already have it somewhere here. This is now our template that we've decided to use. The first thing that we want to do is to start customizing it based on what we want to achieve. Before we can start customizing this template, there are a few things I will also like to mention. One, you already need to have your things put in order or put in place. For instance, you need to have the images that you wish to use. Your logo must be ready. Next, you should be having your fonts ready that you would like to use. However, using this free version of Canva limits you on the type of fonts that you can use, meaning that you will be limited to what you can use. The other thing, if you do not have your images ready, let me just show you where you can go and download images based on what you need. The first place that you can visit actually is called Pixabay. You can just look for pixabay.com. Go to that website. These images are called stock images and they are all free. Just type in what you need or the type of image that you are looking for. For instance, I just typed in flowers here, and as you can see, I have so many types and versions of flowers that I can pick from. Then click on one that you love and download it. The other place that you can use to download these nice images is somewhere that is called Unsplash. Splash is also another place, another beautiful website with a lot of free images that you can download and use them as you wish. Also, it works similar to Pixabay. You can easily just type in the name of the type of image that you need, go ahead and download it just by hitting that small download photo button that you can see there. You can also pick them from the categories that you see up here, as many as possible. And the other last place that I will recommend is Pixels. This is also another nice platform that you can use to download as many beautiful images as you wish. Just get here, search as usual, then hit the download button, download the image that you want. All that said, let us now get back to what we were doing. With this image, we'll just do a very few customization here and there. The purpose of this video is to show you how you can use these templates, how you can customize them to your liking, how you can bring your ideas to life. The first thing that we want to do maybe is to play around with the background, and there are different options that we can use when it comes to playing around or changing our background. One, we can actually change the background color. Two, we can bring in an image and replace it with our background based on the preferences that we have. Before we start customizing this image that we have on our screen right now, you can also note that by clicking this here, you will hide that panel so that it gives you enough room for you to work on your design. And if you want that panel to reappear back, you can just click here on one of these items on the left side of the screen. You can hit on the template or the elements, uploads, text, or whatever it is that is on this side. I will be mentioning a few things concerning these options that you have here on the side in a moment. So as you can see, if you had chosen this template here, but then maybe change your mind and think like, I need to change this thing, you can always pick one from this side here. Just make sure that whatever you pick is free to use and does not have any watermark, or it is not a premium type of stuff that you can pick. There are a lot of options. You can scroll down here and get, maybe you say, I think I like this one more than the one I already have. The only thing you want to do is just click on it, and there we go. It should change. But as you can see, this is a paid template. Let me just zoom in so that you can see it has a watermark on it. As you can see, we have some Canva here, Canva, meaning that this is a paid template and you cannot use it freely. You must pay for it before you can have the watermark removed. That means we cannot use this one. So let us just go back to the template that we had picked. There are shortcuts that you can quickly use while customizing your templates here on Canva. The first shortcut that I want to show you is how to redo something or going back to the previous thing that you had before you made any change. That is by simply clicking on Ctrl Z, and that should actually switch back to the previous version of whatever it is that you had. If you had made a mistake, maybe deleted something, just hit Ctrl Z and you will go one step backwards. That said, let us move on. How do we now change the background of our image? We've said we can use color. So the first thing to do is just click on it. Then you can see this color palette here. Hit on it. And now you come here and get the color that you want to use. So we can change like that. But you will notice you do not just use any color for your background. There are specific colors that you need, and obviously these colors are not available here, or rather all the default colors that we have here do not represent all the colors that we might need. So what do you do in such cases? You come back here to document colors, and what you want to do is click on this add new color. Once you click on add new color, you will see this color palette or color options showing up for you, and there is something that we call color codes. You must be having the color codes of your brand, so that is what you want to bring and put it in here. If you do not have the color codes of your brand, but you have something that has the color codes, or you have an image, or you have background that already has the color code of your brand, there is a way that you can actually steal the colors and bring it to the background of the design that you are making by using this color picker here. And what you do, you just click on the color picker and hover it to the document color that you want to pick. Like we can just do that, you can see, or we can actually just do like that. But you will notice that you need to have that specific color that you want to pick. So how do you do that? The first thing you want to do is to bring in the image that you want to use. So for instance, let me bring in an image. There are several ways that you can bring in the images to your document, but the best and the one that I like the most is dragging and dropping. We can just drag and drop. Once we do that, we will wait for the image to load. If you want to bring now this image that you've just uploaded to your document, you simply click on it and it appears there. Now you will notice that we want to use this image for the color purposes of our document only and nothing else. So the best way to use this without letting it interfering with what we are doing, you will easily click, or rather add a page. Click on add a page, then click on your image and drag it the other page. So once you do that, you can now go ahead and use the colors. I'm assuming that this is now a color brand that we want to steal, or we want to bring it into the document that we want to use. So let us just go back now to the original image that we are editing, back to the colors and back to add color. Then what are we supposed to do? We go to this color picker here, we click on it, then come and get the color that we want from the document that we just brought in. Click on it like that and it brings in the color. Let us do it one more time. Like that, brings in the color. So you can see that is what you can actually do in the moment that you want to bring the color. And this could be even your logo. You could bring in your logo, then steal colors just as I've showed you. Now that was the first way to change the background of our image. So the next thing is, suppose we do not want to use colors, but we want to use a specific background. You might be having your background already with you, so you will just bring the background that you love. For instance, with me, I already have a background here, and I said if you want to bring in a new photo or a new image into your document, go to your PC where your photos are, drag in. And before you continue, let me mention one thing. Before you start working on your designs, it's always good to already have your things put in place. Have your images that you want to use ready somewhere in a folder, so that in the moment you want to use them, you just go there, drag and drop them into your document. So for instance, I want to use this here. I'll just go back again and show you how you can bring that into your document, but I won't do it. So I will go back to my place where the images are, and I will locate where it is, which is here, and I will simply just click on it, drag and drop it in. Then it will upload it to my file. Since I already have it here, I won't load it twice. So if you want to bring it now into the design that you are working on, you simply just click on it and it will appear like that. It is now time for us to make this image fit our background, and there are a few things here that you need to understand. One is how to arrange these elements into layers or elements into different positions. For instance, you can see this one has already come on top of everything else. I will be showing you in just a moment how you can actually put it exactly how it should be. So the first thing that you want to do here is to fit this image exactly, or rather to adjust this image so that it fits exactly to this document that we have. You can easily do that by holding the corners of this image and pulling them. Okay, you can just hold and pull them out, as you can see. The other thing is that you might want to rotate this image so that it sits on your document in a certain way. So you can take your mouse where we have those two signs of rotation down there and rotate it the way you want to rotate. And while rotating this, you make sure that the degrees are significant so that it makes good sense, or it is professional. Then once that is done, you want how to fit this image into the document correctly. I'll grab the edges like that and pull them out. Then I can hold it and adjust it. You can click somewhere outside the document so that you'd have nothing selected. If you want to arrange these objects correctly, the best thing that you need to do is click on one of them. So what you usually do is to click on the element that you want to arrange, then go to position, and either you want to take it forward or you want to take it backwards. You can also use these other options here to play around with that specific element, whether you want to take it to the top, left, right, bottom, whatever it is. If you want to make sure something does not come on the way as you are working on other stuff, you can lock them. For instance, I have already locked this element here by using that padlock there. So if you want to make sure that this one does not interfere with your work, you click on whatever you want to lock, use this padlock here and lock it. So once you lock it, as you can see, it can't move, and this one that is free, you see I can move it around. I hope you are good. Then we can come now to our fonts, and you can do with it everything that you want. And the first thing that I want us to start with is to change the color. So you click on this text color here, pick the color that you want. We'll pick white, so you can see that is now white. If you don't like this font, you can always come here to fonts, and as you can see, we have a lot of fonts here that we can pick. The list is quite long, but each font that has been put that crown besides it is a premium font that you can't use. But as I mentioned earlier, there are a lot of nice fonts here that you can use. Now, suppose we did not have anything here and we only wanted to use our own fonts, or we wanted to write stuff here in our own way. So what you want to do is actually just go to text. Once you go to text, you can see there are a lot of texts or examples that we have have here. However, again, some of them are premium texts and we cannot use them. So anything that has a pro icon besides it, it means you cannot use it. But there are also a lot of free fonts here that you can use. Let us just do a few more things with this image. Suppose you want to remove this, you can easily click on it and hit delete on your keyboard. If that was a mistake, you can click on Ctrl+Z. That is if you are using a PC, and if you are using a Mac, it is Command+Z. If you want to add some texts here, the best thing for you to do is to come to this left panel and click on text, then grab one text that is not a pro or paid version. There are two ways to do it. One, you can just click on the text that you want to use, or two, you can grab and drop it in. Our text has just popped up. Now it is time to customize this text. So the first thing that we want to do actually is to go to the colors, and maybe we want to change the font color of this text to something else, like something dark maybe, and we want to change also this one. Or as I had already told you, you may be having colors that you want to use, and the best way to do that, if you want to use your customized colors, you go on add and bring in the codes, the color codes that you want to use. Something else that I want to say is Canva will always give you options here for photo colors, especially if you brought in your photo. It will always analyze the photo and sample out all the colors that are on that photo. Then it will give you those options here. So if you want to use one of the colors on your photo, you'll always find them here on photo colors, and you can pick just one that you wish or one that you want. There is also something else that we want to look when customizing fonts like this one. If you want to change, or if you want to go into advanced ways of customizing this text, you will always come here to effects. Once you go to effects, there are a lot of options here: styles and color and shapes, but we won't be looking at shapes right now. Let us just look at fonts first. For instance, this one is echo. You can change it to lift, or you can decide to go with shadow. So let us just go back to echo. Then you might be comfortable with that echo, but maybe you want to change the offset, the direction, or the color. So the first thing that you want to do actually is to come here on the offset options and adjust these ones here. But now the offset color is too much dark, which is this one here. So we can change the offset color to something a little bit bright by hitting on the color and maybe going with white. Then just click somewhere outside here, play around with the offset. You can also change the direction. So it is at -45, but you might want to take it maybe that side or up, or maybe you want it to, okay? So you can just play around with this to your liking. I will just take it back to where it was. So that is how you can do that. Anything else that you wish to do with these ones, it is up to you. So that is how you can play around with these things. And sometimes you might bring in a font, or you might bring them in and discover that they are already grouped, or they are together. So what you want to do is to go to these more options here, the 3 horizontal dots, and just ungroup them, or you can also position them as you want. As I said, position is deciding where you want your elements to be. If they are behind, you can bring them forward. If they are forward, you can take them backward. Let me just clean up at this thing. So if you want to delete them, it is hitting the delete button on your keyboard. And I want to give you another example of how to customize a template to your liking. So we can just pick one here. Let me see. Let me start with this and see whether it is free or it is paid. So if it is paid, then we won't use it. If it is free, then we will be free to use it. And how to check is to just make sure it does not have the Canva watermark on it. You can zoom in, and I can't see anything there. The first thing that we want to do here is to change the colors, to change the writings, to remove the image and put our own image. So we can start by bringing in our image. I said we will always want images that do not have a background or have a transparent background, so that it blends well with our image. We can start by deleting this one by either using this delete option here or hitting delete on your keyboard. Then now let us go to our uploads. I'll use this image just for the purpose of this tutorial. If you do not have your image ready, you can always just go to Unsplash, Pixabay or Pexel and get your image from there. Let me just put that there. Then let me just bring this here down, like I want those hairs to be seen like that. And now you can notice that these images have multiple colors. Let us just zoom in a little bit like that. Then let me minimize that so that we have enough space to work on our document. And if you want it back, you can just click on anything here like that and bring it back. Then use that to hide it. So we want to maybe change the color of this money here to something that will be, or rather something that will match colors of our brand. Or maybe we want to change this the background here. You can always go to Canva and bring in any background that you want if you do not have your background ready, so that you customize this image to be exactly what you want and to avoid to have similar things on the internet. We say there's a way to rotate this. It's by grabbing there and just turning it around like that. And maybe we are not talking about money here, we just like the design of this template, but we are not talking about money, we are talking about maybe some beauty products or something. So it means we will have to bring our beauty products here and not these money symbols. However, if this is exactly what you want to use, you can always customize it according to what you want. For instance, we can hit on that, then go and change the colors as based on our desire using these color options here. So this is the final part of this guide, and I would like you to pay close attention to everything that we are just about to do here. It will entail all the stuff that we've just learned in the previous parts. Now this is what we want to do. Number one, we want to change the background of our design here. We also want to make few changes on the text, that is, we might change the font and the wording, and I want to bring in some more objects. So I've tried to figure out everything the way I want it to be. So I want to create a simple promotional banner or a discount thing. So something that says get up to $30 discount if you buy this in 24 hours. So I will just bring in my backgrounds. I have 3 that I would like to experiment with, because I want somewhere around the model here to be dark, then this other side to be a little bit bright, because of the images that I want to bring in. So as I had told you earlier, you need to have everything with you ready. The images that I want to use are here. This is one, that is another one, and that is the last one. So I've already removed their backgrounds, so I did not have time to refine everything, but it's because this is just for the purpose of, and my background images are here that I want to experiment with. I just brought in one, so I want to bring in this 2, and as we wait for them to upload, let me start with this one and see how it will play out. Let me just now adjust this so that it fits nicely like that. Then we said the next thing you want to do is to position them properly, so we'll go here at position and send it to the back, not backward but to the back. I said to the back, it will take it behind everything else, and backward it will only take it back one step, so to the back. Awesome. Now you can see things are starting to take shape here. The next thing now that we want to do is change the colors. Yellow here doesn't look nice on this one, so we'll just start with this yellow color. Sorry for that. Let me just zoom in, then get that, go to colors as I told you earlier. Now I want to see if I can pick something either from our background or from our model and see what blends nicely. So I think we said you can always play around with the effects, or rather not actually the effects but the spacing. So we want to play with letter spacing a little bit, just 130 should be okay. And I think this one is not nice, so I need to look for an element with a shape that will be a little bit okay with this part, rather than using this rectangle here. like that, and come back to this, just try and there, then go back to spacing and bring that down to around there, then position it nicely within this circle, and also just reduce again the size of this circle, and also reduce the size of this, click somewhere outside that. Then now if you want to select multiple objects from your design, you can simply click on the ones that you have by holding shift down and pick everything that you need if you want to select multiple of them. So I want to combine or group this so that every time I move them, they move together. So I will group them like that. Now it is one, as you can see, to make my work much easier. Then we can come back to this and change the wording here and write get up to, then it is too huge, so I'll just have to minimize everything here like that. And there's something that we need to do here because of the colors, so I will have to change the color of this to something. So again, I want to steal some color from our model. Then I can go to effects. I think I'll use the echo, then just get white, which should be good, and play around with the offset a little bit. If what is okay, then the direction, but 42 looks better. Maybe I should just change the color to something that looks much better. Yeah, that one looks good. And I think of having a different color like gold, that one, and it's much better. And I will do the same thing with color of this here. So I will just have to go back and ungroup so that I can select each independently. Then also use that color, and let me just duplicate this. I said if you want to duplicate this, you select it, you go and say duplicate like that. Okay, so after duplicating that, I will type in what I want, reduce it like that, then move it somewhere here, and I should increase this font. Then I still think I need to reduce this, group them again, and just bring it down, position it somewhere there, and also bring this somewhere there. I will lock that so that I can be in a position to hold or move these other elements around. I will figure out where to put this later on, or I can actually just delete that. I don't need it. Then let me just bring in the other images that I need to use. Let me try a different background and see how this will play out. Then just send this thing to the back, unlock my model, and just adjust a little bit. I think she is okay. Let me just lock her again. Then now bring in my stuff. Then the other thing, if you want to move your elements around, you can use the up, down and sideways arrows on your keyboard to move them precisely instead of fumbling around with your mouse like that. So you can just use the arrows on your keyboard like that to position them well. So I want just to change all these colors to yellow like that, also this one too, so that they are bright colors that ignite some happiness or attention. Then let me just unlock my model and adjust her a little bit. So obviously you will have to put your product down here, and the best thing is to have them on a transparent background. So get up to $30 off when you buy today. Then there's one more thing that we now need to add here, a call to action button, and we can go to our elements. Let me use the circle. Then we need to do something. Reduce the opacity. So if you want to reduce the opacity, you use this transparent or transparency option here. Just do that. And now I want to bring in a text, and I will still just duplicate this. So we are just about to wind up. So that's it. Do not want to overwhelm our potential, or rather our prospects, with a lot of information. Just want to be clear with them in a straightforward way. Then we can maybe just put our logo somewhere down here. That's why you can actually add your logo. Let me try to bring in mine. So never worry about uploading your images. Just drag them and drop them on this panel here, and they should automatically upload. Then you can just bring them like that and make the necessary adjustments. So something has just happened here. As you've noticed, the logo has replaced our model, so I will just hit Ctrl Z and make sure that I have nothing selected here, or just lock that, like that part like that. Then click on the logo and resize it. There we have it. So after we are done with it like this, the next thing that we want to do here is to download or export our design. Come here at share, download. But there is one mistake that I've made here. I actually did not rename my design, so I'll just come here. Canva will always suggest for you the best file type that you can have for your design, but sometimes it is not a must you go with what it suggests. However, we'll just go with PNG. It's okay with this one. Download. So once our design is ready, we can just now check what we have by opening it, and there we have it. So how you make your designs here is up to you. You need to be as creative as possible so that you can just grab the attention of the people that you want. So that's it, and thank you, and wishing you all the best in your designs and as you practice on how to use the free version of Canva.